So the movie begins in New Orleans in the mansion of Tiana's rich white friend called Charlotte. And that is Tiana, by the way. She's the main character of the movie. This is Tiana's mother, who is telling them a bedtime story about how a princess started doing some unholy atrocities with a frog, and it somehow became a handsome giga chad, and they both lived happily ever after. Welcome to another Disney movie about bestiality. So Charlotte's father then comes back, and Tiana and her mother leave right before this fellow pulls an entire dog out of his back pocket. Like, man, I feel sorry for that animal. I got to say, that thing did not make a single noise until it came out of his pocket. Like, animal have been suffocating inside there. We go to the Oshodi side of town. Basically, where the poor people live. And this movie, that is everybody who is a
nigger.
Now, we also find out that Tiana can cook very well. Don't they grow up so fast? Hey, yo. But anyhow, we're introduced to Tiana's father, who has this dream of opening this restaurant, but he's kind of financially afflicted, monetarily down. Nah, that nigga broke himself. Time skip to a couple of years later, and we see Tiana's all grown up, trying to get money to fulfill her father's dream because this girl has no aspiration. Then we cut to this scene where this obese guy is making fun of Tiana's dreams right before he uses a utensil that he's going to use to fry somebody's egg on his buttocks. Yeah! You use that thing on your yash. This is why I don't eat out. And it is at this point that I begin to wonder. Tiana has been saving up for this restaurant all of her life. However, she has never once thought of asking her friend's millionaire father for an investment, despite the fact that this guy likes her food. But you see, no, Disney are not interested in teaching children how to do business, so no. It's how to be romancing frogs. This guy called Prince Ali Habib Naveen is coming to town, and Charlotte wants to marry him because he is a prince. So she asks her pops to invite him to the ball that they're having tonight. And since
the quickest way to a man's heart is through his stomach.
So Charlotte asks Tiana to come over and cook some beignets for them so that she can raise up the guy. And Tiana is finally able to rent the restaurant that she's always wanted. And so we come back to Naveen, and it turns out that this prince is actually broke. He's actually here to marry Charlotte so that he can have that bread, dinero, moolah. Then get introduced to the shadow man, aka the brokest Ojuju Calabar I have ever seen in my life. Have you not heard of money rituals? And it's crazy how Naveen and this guy actually shook his hand. Like, how is he going to help you get rich? He's poor. He is poor. You are taking advice from a poor man on how to get rich. How do that?
Yeah, it's not looking good, bruv. It's not looking good.
Like guy, I can see your Oliver Twist looking type. I know you've been wearing that vest since you were 8 years old. Must don't finish you, guy. You are broke, poor. And of course, it goes wrong. We move on to the ball where Charlotte is waiting for the prince, and she says,
"When a woman says later, she really means not ever."
Anyhow, the prince comes, they dance. Tiana loses her restaurant because she's been outbid by richer people. She destroys everything, goes upstairs, gets changed, and somehow runs into Prince Naveen, who is now a frog. And one thing leads to another, and now she is fornicating with frog. Tiana, frog. Ha! Lord have mercy. Anyway, stupid ritual does not work because she's not a princess, so she has now become a frog. And they both get chased into the jungle. Shadow Man finds out that Hakim has disappeared, and he's very angry because he needs his blood to continue the ritual that they have been pulling off. And this, if you are going to do juju, at least follow person with no road. Why did you turn him into why did you have to turn him into something that can move? Why didn't you just turn him into a yam? Or a snail, or a sloth, something that you will sleep, wake up, and it's still there. Why are you turning me to a frog? Dumbass. So it turns out that the Shadow Man's plan is actually to have this butler guy marry Charlotte, kill her father, then kill Charlotte so that they can get that bag. So they can split it both ways, and yes, basically. Keep to the frog and
I do not have any riches.
What?
I am completely broke. Completely broke.
nigga, it's not a flex. It's not a flex. After getting attacked from all around, they take shelter in this tree, and when they wake up the next morning, they meet this crocodile called Louis. I ain't gonna lie, that's some prime bush meat right there. Add up some pepper soup, it with echo. My goodness. Anyhow, so the guy somehow plays trumpet, which is botanically impossible. Anyhow, they talk to the guy and he agreed to take them to this juju woman called Mama Odie so she can fix their problems. Oh my god. Damn! Man, that nigga thick. So we return to the humans and the butler has already proposed to Charlotte.
You naughty. You teasing me, you naughty.
But he begins to turn back and I brothers, we got to stay focused. Got to stay focused. We cannot be distracted. Turns out that the prince's blood is running out, so they have to get him back. So the guy goes to his friends from the other side to get help from these shadow people so he can look for the guy and get him shot. They cut back to the frogs and they meet this fly called Ray. And he agrees to take them to Mama Odie. Now they're running from evil spirits and also getting chased by hunters, but escaped in the most cartoony ass way. We have this Ray guy singing about this girl called Evangeline, and we get some froggy chemistry. Yeah, just for context, this is actually the second day of them knowing each other, by the way. Hakim almost gets kidnapped, but he gets his ass saved by Mama Odie. W character, by the way. This is how a ritualist is supposed to be looking like. This is a proper ritual. Like, look, oh my god, the white is whiting. The white is what she looks like a chiefess. Not like this Oliver Twist broke ass looking nigga, bro. Like I can see your crop top, like I can see your stomach. Got back to Mama Odie's place and yo, Disney. Let's calm down. Never that serious now. How's this a kids movie? We're just gonna talk about this scene when these guys are literally sitting on top of a boiling hot pot because heat transfer is not a thing in this universe. Anyhow, in summary, the prince needs to kiss Charlotte before midnight to turn back human. So they head back to New Orleans and Hakim tries to propose to Tiana because that is exactly what you do to women that you have known for less than a week. He doesn't do it and eventually gets kidnapped in the process. So now they're back in business. Braid comes just in time and they stop the wedding and take that voodoo necklace, gives it to Tiana, but Shadow Man shows up, he's having none of that. So right before standing on top of business. You see what I did there? Standing on top of business, because he stood on Ray. The Shadow Man is trying to bribe Tiana and to get his necklace, but he literally gets within like 1 centimeter of this girl, and it never occurred to him to jump this woman. Like we have already seen multiple times in this movie, by the way, that these shadows can clearly interact with 3D objects. I'm not even going to lie, the sheer inconsistencies in this movie sometimes. She tries to throw it away, but the shadow catches it. But she eventually steals it from the Shadow Man, breaks the necklace, and that is the end of that. The prince still has to kiss a princess to turn human, so they try to get Charlotte to do that. And I ain't gonna lie, Tiana has got to be the calmest black woman I have ever seen. Like, her boy is literally getting... Bro is out there chopping life. Then I also have a question. Why isn't this girl turning into a princess? She was the princess of this ball thing, and the ball thing ended by 12. That's why the guy had to kiss her by 12 p.m. a.m. Oh my god. But now her princess status has like expired. So how come she is not turning into a frog? Technically, that should make sense because the last girl that kissed him that was not a princess turned into a frog. So why shouldn't she also turn into a frog since the curse is technically still active? But you see, I'm not even surprised at this point because Disney are not interested in a story. No, it's to be fornicating with animals. Ray dies, we cry, the frogs get married and they turn back human because marrying a prince makes you a princess. So we reach the end of the movies and they open a restaurant and holla. Habib. Now your mama be that. I know, of course, it cannot be a Disney cartoon movie without another sauce moment.
How old did you say you were? I'm 6 and a half.